I'm stepping away from competition. Not because I'm done fighting, but because I've won a different kind of battle. The one where you walk away on your own terms. This isn't goodbye. It's just the end of one fight. They ain't gonna tell me I ain't even apologize. Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self and paying your ass shit.
Come up, we risk our lives and stuff. If you don't risk your life for your job or for your money, you'll never know the severeness and the things that you have to go through mentally to prepare for a funeral. Because you don't know if you coming out of that motherfucker like you came in.
Terence Crawford just delivered a brutal truth bomb to the WBC, and this time it didn't happen inside the ring. After months of tension with boxing's most powerful organization, the undefeated champion has officially retired, stepping away from the sport entirely on his own terms. But beneath that calm announcement was something far deeper, and insiders are now whispering that Crawford didn't simply retire, he escaped. At 42-0, a three-division undisputed king, coming off a staggering $50 million payday after dismantling Canelo Alvarez, he's still done. No farewell tour, no build-up, just a short goodbye video followed by silence. The question everyone keeps asking is simple. Why now?
Not belts, not money, not headlines, but that feeling, the one you get when the world doubts you, but you keep showing up.
After battling the WBC, suing for millions, and having his license revoked, what finally pushed Terence "Bud" Crawford to say enough was enough? Let's unpack the message, the reactions, and the truth Crawford just dropped on the world. When he uploaded his retirement video, it didn't feel like a press conference. It felt like a eulogy for an era. He sat calmly, no flashy belts behind him, just a man ready to close a chapter that defined his life. Every fighter knows this moment will come, Crawford began. We just never know when. I spent my whole life chasing something, that feeling you get when the world doubts you, but you keep showing up and you keep proving everyone wrong. Wrong.
And you keep proving everyone wrong.
Unbelievable performance.
This sport gave me everything. I fought for my family. I fought for my city. I fought for the kid I used to be.
I fought for the kid I used to be. You could hear the emotion in his voice as he thanked his fans, his opponents, even his haters. Without you, he said, I wouldn't have had that fire to prove you wrong. Then came the line that landed like a knockout punch. I'm stepping away from competition, not because I'm done fighting, but because I've won a different kind of battle, the one where you walk away on your own terms. It was poetic, powerful, and deliberate. Because after years of lawsuits, stripped titles, sanctioning fee controversies, and tense standoffs with promoters, Crawford's final opponent wasn't another boxer. It was the system itself. But not everyone is convinced this retirement is permanent.
Terence Crawford retirement. I do agree with Eddie Hearn, who says that Terence is going to come back. We don't really know the motive, but it seems like he is still young enough, still successful enough, still thriving, and making the most amount of money of his career. I don't understand why he would walk away.
MMA journalist Errol Helwani called it immediately. I'd be very surprised if he walks away for good. He's still young, still sharp, and finally making real money with TKO and Turki Al-Sheikh. Something tells me a massive payday, maybe even Jake Paul, could pull him back.
Especially with his relationship with TKO and Turki, he is finally cashing in. In that retirement announcement, he said that TKO was the first promoter that he's ever had to believe in him, and he's only had one fight with them. I would be very, very surprised if he walks away and never fights again.
Helwani isn't alone. Many across the fight world believe Crawford's retirement is more of a strategic pause, a calculated reset after his messy fallout with the WBC. He's finally in control of his own destiny. No belts, no boards, no sanctioning fees, just brand Bud. For the first time in years, Crawford holds all the power, and that's exactly what makes people wonder whether this retirement is really a business move disguised as reflection. But not everyone is surprised, especially someone who has known Crawford since day one.
Terence and I have been friends since we were teenagers, late teens, but we've always had a pretty good friendship over the years. In the last 3 or 4 years, maybe even a little longer than that, it's grown a little stronger. This, I believe, was big news to everyone. When I saw it, it was just beautiful to see. But he and I had been speaking. I knew that, you know, he was pretty much like, hey man, I'm at the end, couple more and I'm done. That kind of conversation.
Former world champion Shawn Porter, who shared the ring with Crawford and has known him since their teenage years, says this move has been in the works for a long time. Terence and I have been friends since we were teens, he explained. He told me years ago, a couple more, then I'm done. This wasn't emotional, it was calculated. Porter says Crawford had already decided that once he beat Canelo, there was nothing left to prove. It wasn't about age or fatigue, it was about fulfillment. When you see a fighter retire like this, it's not out of emotion, it's a plan. He's been ready for this, and honestly, I respect the timing.
And I knew that once he had fought Canelo, he felt like there was nothing left for him. And I just think it took some time for the boxing world to kind of, some of the movement that it makes, and it's made the movement, and I think now is finally time for him.
Porter even revealed something surprising. He spoke to Crawford just one day before the announcement, and Crawford said nothing. The very next morning, the world woke up to the news. It was a move that said everything about Crawford's mindset, calm, private, and always one step ahead. But while Porter saw peace, others, like Eddie Hearn, saw something more tactical. Promoter Eddie Hearn didn't hide his skepticism. You never know the background to these things, he said. Maybe it's leverage, or maybe he's just tired.
I don't think he's Mount Rushmore, but I think the reason that I don't is because I don't think his resume is strong enough. Now, ability-wise, I think he may be on the Mount Rushmore. But I just feel like if you look at his wins, you know, I always joke with him and say, tell me your best wins. This is pre-Canelo, right? And he says, my best win is Ricky Burns.
Either way, what a moment to bow out on top. To Hearn, this feels less about emotion and more about negotiation. Remember, Crawford just went to war with the WBC over sanctioning fees, refusing to pay after earning $50 million from the Canelo fight. He was stripped of his belt, publicly criticized by Mauricio Suleiman, and effectively blacklisted from WBC events. He's made the money, he's healthy, he's a legend, Hearn added. Maybe he just decided, why risk it? But even Hearn hinted at something deeper, that Crawford could be making a power move to break free from the organizations that have controlled boxing for decades. Because every step Crawford has taken since that WBC feud has looked less like retirement and more like rebellion.
Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any of the other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA?
Behind the scenes, many believe this was Crawford's way of stepping away before they could take any more. He had already lost his WBC belt and faced public criticism from peers like Ryan Garcia.
Say Crawford should have talked his talk before when he needed him. He wasn't talking like this. Now that he got the money, the cash, now I don't need WC to get me an opportunity. Now I'm gonna say, yo, fuck y'all, blah blah blah. To me, that's a little cowardice, you know, on his part. But guess what? Only thing I don't agree with is why is it $330,000? That's what
Some even accused him of cowardice for refusing to pay a $300,000 sanctioning fee. But Crawford saw it differently. To him, it wasn't about money, it was about principle. You, the WBC, you got the green belt, which doesn't mean the real belt is the ring belt, which is free. You want me to pay you more because you feel you're better than the others? Take the picking belt. That was his war cry, and his farewell might just be the final act of defiance. This isn't goodbye, Crawford said.
Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit, the fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker.
It's just the end of one fight and the beginning of another. He didn't retire because he's tired of boxing. He retired because he's tired of boxers being controlled by sanctioning bodies, by politics, by money, and wanted to walk away before they could dictate his next move. That's the most Crawford thing he could have done. Still, not everyone thinks so. He's gone for good.
I got a feeling he'll be back.
You got what?
I got a feeling he'll be back. Just got a feeling. Who would he come back against? Why would a Terence Crawford come back at this point?
I don't know.
When asked about Crawford's announcement, Rolly Romero kept it short and blunt. I got a feeling he'll be back. Romero isn't alone. Fans online are already speculating that Crawford is setting up a blockbuster return in 2026. Some even think he's waiting for the right rival or the right payday to stage one last mega fight on his own terms. If that's true, this retirement isn't an ending, it's a reset. And knowing Crawford's history, the comeback could hit harder than any punch he's ever thrown. Because even outside the ring, Crawford is already shaking up the sport. And, of course, where there's news, there's Oscar de la Hoya taking his usual victory lap on social media.
On the 12th day of Christmas, boxing gave to me. Clapback gives you facts. Eddie's still a pussy. Max is such a tampon.
I am gay and I am happy.
Chavez got deported. Jake Paul equals ratings. Oliak under attack. Endless Haney lawsuit. Brian Ryan after Rolly. Crawford sold his soul.
The Golden Boy couldn't resist trolling the entire boxing world, lumping Crawford in with Canelo, Jake Paul, and Ryan Garcia. It was classic Oscar, smug, chaotic, and petty. But beneath the jokes, the boxing world was shaken, because one of the most dominant fighters of this generation had just walked away. No warning, no farewell tour, just a simple thank you and a curtain drop. Even his critics, from Eddie Hearn to Tim Bradley, are now admitting what's obvious. Crawford leaves behind not just a spotless record, but a legacy no sanctioning body can erase. He built his career on discipline, spite, and defiance, and he's leaving exactly the same way, on his own terms. And in true Crawford fashion, he did it quietly, without warning, without permission, and without regret. In the closing moments of his retirement video, Crawford said softly, "I gave this sport every breath I had, and I made peace with what's next." It was the kind of line that makes even the toughest fans pause.
I gave this sport every breath I had. Every scar, every triumph.
Terence Bud Crawford is the pound-for-pound king.
Every ounce of my heart.
Because after decades of battling opponents, doubters, and the politics of boxing, Terence Crawford's final fight wasn't against a man. It was against the machine. The sanctioning bodies, the bureaucracy, the corruption, and the way he chose to win, by walking away undefeated, unbought, and unbroken. In a sport where too many legends linger too long, Crawford may have just done the one thing they couldn't. Retire while still on top, still in control, still the king. So, what do you think? Did Terence Crawford retire because he's truly done with boxing, or because he's finally exposing what's wrong with it? Is this the end of an era, or just round one of his biggest fight yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, in boxing, retirements are never permanent, especially when the fighter still has something to prove. Because if history has taught us anything, Terence Crawford never leaves a fight unfinished.
And I've made peace with what's next. And now, it's time. Thank you.
Alright, guys, for the best updates on boxing news, moments, events, and action, subscribe to Knockout Updates and turn on notifications so you never miss out on quality content. Don't forget to check out our other videos. Until next time.